so yeah, right back to it. Um, I just made a whole video about um, the benefits of why you might want to pursue getting into arts, similar to what you might have seen some of my put out of content. Um, I'm going to keep talking. There's some music in the background, but you're not going to be able to decipher it. So it's nothing with copyright. I promise this whole entire video, I'm going to be talking too much. Okay. So I have to make sure. So yeah, this, you can definitely watch the last video. So I want to make sure that I make these videos for all ages and all everybody who has a want to get into this type of art, and the reasons for your wanting to get into this art or whatever you can come up with. And I'm going to show you, I just described in the last video that this is all that I own, and I'm living in a certain particular shelter. And I have a small lot of stuff that I use, and some of my materials are they are what they are. Um, I don't complain about them that much, just because I've heard of so many like bigger artists. I think Picasso literally was homeless and stuff, and I think I just read a book of his. I was just reading something of his. I think it was Picasso, Pablo Picasso, and I think it was um, it's so many different artists who have had the same, experiences and things. I'm really excited. So I just made a whole video before this, but I was starting to go on and on about my the camera angle and stuff like that, and how I just like look different. And there's this lighting that I'm trying to like fix or something, but this is like really, really dark. And this is like a bluish light. And so, yeah, I look really whatever, just not do this. Okay. So, yeah, this video is going to be, in case you don't want to watch the last video, it's going to be all about I'm actually making a book right now. And I have already published a couple of the other ones and what I have. And I'm going to be showing you all this stuff, what I use, what I do. And I'm going to be talking a lot in depth about um, the techniques I use. But if you want to really understand, it's the last video that I just made before this one talks about a lot of the benefits of why you might want to pursue art, and why. And I was just also saying I get a lot of emails. I'm telling you guys. I was wanting to throw my phone earlier, and I was like resisting it, but I get a lot of inquiry of from all kinds of individuals who are very, very interested and in so many different aspects of why, how, where, what do you do, where do you come from, what's your age, what is your just all kinds of things about how did you create your most recent projects, and what did you where did you go through, what inspired you. It was you guys, I get so many emails, I because I have my email posted on a couple of the social media platforms. I get so many day and night. And so, yeah, anyway, I just talked about it in the last video. So I'm not going to talk about it again. But I want to start showing you, because I actually have some work to do. And I'm really proud of this project, that my current project is a whole new announcement. I've never announced anywhere. So, yeah, um, I have been working on more than one project. So this is the whole announcement. I have been working on more than one project. So I did publish last year my debut, which was TKOS. second book, that book that you guys see. And I actually have that project too. I have the prequel to the one that you guys have access to. And um, that manuscript is somewhere. Um, so I'm gonna give you guys a lot of tips, and I'm gonna be showing you all the stuff what I got. And I just described my setting in the last video. I described my setting and what I do, what I currently am doing, and just like other stuff, as well as what really inspires me, what happens. Do I spend a lot of time alone? I guess I am kind of that artsy person currently. Like it's a stereotype, but I didn't even really recognize. But it is. Um, but it is. One thing I will say is I said this in an interview with one magazine, and I don't mind saying it again because I am going to be putting things on Patreon for like tips. One thing that I really will say again is this is the craziest thing, and this is going to be like more for adults to really, consider. Although this video is for like everyone. What I recently went through with my transitioning in and out of homelessness, mostly because of my lack of ability to really push myself to do a whole lot of labor and stuff like that. And it leaves you in a state of being in your head, honestly. But anyways, if you want to learn what it really takes for you to do things, what all did, people are using AI. People are, and I didn't even know that the whole time what I was doing, My school was asking me, here's another thing. I went to college for English for 2 years, 2.5 years, or at Arizona State Online. So I guess that would be the biggest tip I can actually give to most people is that if you enjoy books, I'm not telling you not to get into books and to get into that type of stuff, but if you don't read a lot and you don't write a lot, I mean, it's probably, I don't know, you might end up doing, I don't know what to say. And I have to wear my glasses. My eyes are bad. I mean, I feel super awkward and I'm like, I feel like you're looking away. But here's my tip, two tips, what I'm trying to give. Are you bookish? Is the big question mark. Are you? What do you think about, what I have right now, fiction? What do you think about books in general? What do you think about learning and doing things in settings of, let's see, the university setting, or, you know, spending time with a book? What do you feel about it? Because when you're around somebody like me, I am like attached to books a lot of the time. And I made myself like that over a long period of time. And I am really attached because because it just became a way of like life. And we're just going to talk about the books, but you see the art on the front cover of my TKOS, the King of Sheba, and you see a lot of other stuff around my pages, and that's all me. All of it is all done by only me. I don't ask anybody. I have one artist, and that one individual supplied me with like 4 pictures out of everything. I had no editor. I had no um, I had no signing company. I was talking to a signing company for the first time like 4 months ago. And unfortunately, we're taking a very big break. So if you saw the post of me talking about Black Gold Publishing, it was going on and it went great. It was like stellar. However, we were taking a big break. And I thought that I was a writer and going to be, yeah, I really thought that I was going to be really absorbed into this company and they were going to start doing all these things. I was like super excited. I mean, like hyperventilation type of excited because I really started this project, all this work. Like I said in the last video, it helps with certain things which you are going through, literally. I went to school, and I was just saying that before. Yeah, I went to school, and I did my studies online and at my house. I had leg problems, or I had horrible leg problems for years, and I had um, mobility problems, which are like kind of off and on. Um, so that's just like a big question mark for my whole deal. But I still do some things. You got to find things to do with your creative side, with your creativity, and um, it might be movies and stuff. But yeah, I kept on doing that work, what I did in school, and you guys don't understand how much. If you have gone to school, you might understand what I'm saying. As far as going to college and knowing how it runs you down so many hours, you're studying like 10 hours out of your day, and you're just you work and you study, and you might have like 1 hour or 2 hours to mess around with people. And I'm talking about like lawyers, stuff, people like that, right? People who are in those types of fields do not in school. I would severely doubt. Now, did I know a lot of those type of people? My degree is English, math. I have world societies, so I did general studies, and I enjoyed it. Okay, now we're not all alike, but I'm trying to get to the point of bookish. You are so into book, like the format of all the old English literatures, all these books in the past, these books that have been written according to, there's something called, um, there are official books that teach you how to put a book together. There are certain books like that, and that's the format that you have to go with. And if you are going to do anything, you're going to have to start with these particular books. All right. So, um, right. I really want to let you guys know all about that. And the next thing is, the next thing is, you guys have to excuse me. What was I making a point of? Um, so, yeah, and that's a very big like point. The point is, that is the point, but also that, do you enjoy art? Are you just into that? And this is just part of like the basic, um, should you or will you be, or is it just something you feel like you just need to do just to prove a point to yourself or somebody, or just like something like that, and you just want to do it, or you just want to feel this feeling um, of I don't know, being some kind of stellar celebrity, or being a part of the groups like that or something. But I wouldn't necessarily try to put myself in that category, to be like, I just need to like do something to impress like somebody in some type of way. I mean, that's like the last kind of reason and avenue. That's what I would really suggest, is that nah. uh but if you have all these other reasons, and you're just like, I get all these vibes from the book that I wrote. I'm just gonna talk about the King of Sheba, which you guys, I have all the books already. So yeah, I'm telling you guys about one book and one manuscript. I've got like a bunch of books. Fiction. If you're into fiction, we're just focused on fiction because I've done a lot of studies. And yeah, so this is all about fiction. And um, I'm just taking my thing out. There's too many wires over here. So if you're like into that, and creating worlds and just like all this other stuff, and you'd probably be interested in going along further with what I have and the art, what I have. Um, so, yeah, the digital and the other pieces of art that I have are very important to me. To me personally, for all these projects, they just really just like snap them up. So I realized that I wanted to involve a lot of more art a little later on after I started making the actual manuscripts. But yeah, I was just trying to make a point, some more points. But just to like the warm up of all of this, really consider your motivations for um, are you, I mean, your motivations for beginning, and try to think about what your outcome could possibly turn into, like months on from your life. It can really help you. It can really do great things, but it's like all things, it's probably not like the best thing. Let's just say if you don't have a lot of time, if you have a lot of stuff going on already, in your life and you're really like happy, just stuff like that. I mean, it's not something that you really probably won't, will, um, benefit from, because like I said, this these particular projects, personally for me, they have really enriched. So it's just like a personal, um, enriched my life. They've enriched my life, but it's a personal thing where you are looking for like more enjoyment. So a lot of people get like, you know, enjoyment from watching sports, or I don't know, um, which I just finished watching sports for like, I'm telling you guys, I was watching, there's this channel called X. It's X, it's WNFL. Okay, so my book right now is about a sports illustrator. Um, she does sports casting. So yeah, it's like part of my work to watch it, or to like kind of immerse myself more in women's sports. So anyways, um, yeah, it's these types of things do certain things, for you, and they can make you like happier, and stuff like that. I'm just saying, I said in the last video that if you were talking to like a therapist and you were trying to get like better outlets for stuff, they would be like, here's a, you know try writing, try art, try more things. It's like coping skills and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm just being honest, that it can, and I am living testimony of it. And my tan is like really, really like showing. But anyways, excuse me while I put some chapstick on. So I'm just gonna be continuing on with my advice in this segment here. A lot more of my advice, and I will do my best to try to do, one-on-one counseling, coaching for the whole ordeal. If you're really interested, you can definitely contact me, and we will be all booked. And I'll just be, I'm trying to do the research on people currently who do this type of stuff, and get paid to do it, just because it's my first time. And I mean, I just wasn't expecting people to really, ask me, really. It's all about the book and the art. And you guys, I do it's all about the book and the art, and I don't want to spill too much else about that. But we're going to be, like I promised, we're going to be going on about the basic stuff, what I do, and it's really simple. So we'll be going on about it, and we're already like 20 minutes already in, but I really wanted to do this, so I promised I would do it, and that's what we're doing. So here we go. So you got little me doing all this stuff, and shout out to all the people from our point of view, because we're homeless, and um, we're also handicapped, and we're just all this other stuff. And shout out to Pablo Picasso, and shout out to J.K. Rowling, shout out to um, what's his name, the guy who made Medea, and just loads of other people who are artists and are had been through like the same situations. Um, so yeah, your stories were very much watched and relatable and stuff. And shout out to the musical artist uh, Lincoln Park, because they were very involved at the beginning of their job as musicians, and they went pretty darn up the ladder. So yeah, talk about the writing first of all. So my writing is basic, and I think I already said something about AI and what about AI and stuff like that. And AI is like, in my opinion, it's like how dare you try to write with AI? So yeah, that's my opinion. Um, AI's got to go, and um, as well as the illustration um, for it. It's not worth much really, in my opinion, except for I recently did like this little thing with AI, and but I'm sorry that that it just doesn't compare to a person whatsoever. And um, quite frankly, we are happy as the people. We don't want no AIs to do anything in our like stuff, like this only this stuff here. And that's what I want to really say is I don't subscribe to you guys' stuff. There's a lot of people who are doing this stuff, and there's an alert somewhere in one of the groups that I'm in on Facebook, and I had to like make a decision, like, was I going to try to like participate in like AI books and printed books and stuff like that, and just let like people just tell the AI to do that, and then they disclaimer to you and say, yeah, it was the AI. No, the answer is like I had to make a choice because somebody else was complaining about it in one of the groups I was in on one of the social media apps, and I just had to make a choice. And honestly, at first it didn't bother me, and I was like, yeah, it's okay. But I work really, really hard. Like, I work super duper bad, and it's this special thing that comes out of it. And like I said, as human beings, it really helps you. And it has like this huge, insane, like, it's great. It really is that good. And I managed, it's that good. So I don't recommend like the whole AI scene. In a desperation situation, but people have been doing it perfectly for like forever. We don't need AI to write and to make art. I just don't. I just don't like to. And I just found out about it like 6 months ago. I didn't know people were like doing it with that. Like, I didn't know, but it's cool. I mean, do whatever, but please don't try to like make people like into some bad like scene or something for like make them guilty of like something because we're writing and like making art. Like, we're like, please don't make it illegal or no crap. Like, don't try to make it nothing harder on our lives. That's what I'm saying. Don't try to give us no crap because we write and make manuscripts and send them to wherever, and um like also do art with paintbrushes and pencils and watercolor and things like that. And please, you guys, that's the point. Okay, so I don't have that much to actually go over per what we are saying. My art supplies, but I'm making the book, and I was trying to finish the color page. What I have, it's another sketch of for the book. What I have, what's called Mitzi is going to the lake house for a party, and it's not the title, but it's like all that. So Mitzi is going down to the lake house. I think that's it. But she's definitely, excuse me. But yeah, she's definitely going to the lake house gathering. So the book is going to be, you know, those children's books that are like, okay, I'm sorry, I'm actually supposed to be talking about the stuff, what I do, the tips. I'm going to do that. This right here is that I've been having, I think, this journal for like 2 years, and I haven't filled it up. No, no, no. Matter of fact, you guys wouldn't believe me if I told you. I had another one, and it was a legal pad. That was my first thing when I started writing on. I think I have a video somewhere, maybe on Pinterest, of me writing on it, and it's it was a legal pad, and I have a video somewhere at storage, so I can go get it. But um, I was writing the King and Shiva on that yellow 99 cent legal pad. It was probably free, um, from somebody who donated to me, one of the homeless agencies. There you go. Okay. But I was going to say in the last video, before I start really describing everything, this is my secret. My secret is being homeless, literally, because it's something about everything that I went through, and I'm not kidding you at all. Like, if you want this level, if you see something special in my content, it's because I went through so much nonsense. And I am not kidding you at all. So if you like, let's just say, for example, if you like thorny flowers, if you like roses, roses grow in, you know what I'm saying? Not roses, but I don't know, cactus plants or something. If you like rough looking things, if you think they're pretty, if you think they're aesthetic, they're that way because they went through stuff, and that's literally what it is, right? But maybe just take that into consideration. Maybe if you like this stormy night, picture. Have you ever seen Picasso's big picture of his stormy night? Picasso was homeless and he was schizophrenic. Yeah, he was literally. I have that too. So if you're going through, well, if you think that that's the results you got to get, I'm not saying go hurt yourself, but I'm just saying maybe go sleep out in your backyard or something. Because maybe it'll help you. And that's all that I'm making the point of. I'm not going to say anything else. Maybe you got a backyard and it's got a couple weird looking trees or something. Literally, that's it. Because I was sleeping in I had a tent, a tarp, and I had several tarps, and I was stressed. You guys, I was stressed. And I literally, that is actually one thing I can actually tell you as your art teacher today, here, now. That's one tip I can literally give you is do something. Listen to some hard rock. Yeah. Listen to something stressful. Listen to put yourself in that environment. If you like, that's what I'm saying. The point is, I did all this art. I have all this stuff, what I have put out, published, done, da 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 da. And including the story, what I had, and including the other stuffs that I have. Now, if you really feel, and that's what I'm saying, I know what I went through. I went through a breakup. I went through like a lot of other stuff, and go, it's true. I think because Picasso, he was going through schizophrenia, which I do, experience sometimes, and lots of other artists. Okay, people. So nobody's talking about this. Um, who else was there's so many artists. Kurt Cobain was homeless, right? There's so many of them, you could lose count. They're artists and they're constantly, and they come out with these things people can't get enough of, and it's their artwork. So that's a good point. And I personally, if you're going to ask me, I'm going to stick with it, right? So the next time I'm going to be doing something, I'm going to try to put myself in that mode. I might actually have to live like that, but I promise you, I'm going to go sleep at a park, right? I'm going to go find a situation. I'm going to walk on the beach. I'm going to go do something. You do something like that, and it pours out of you. That's my tip. Okay, that might not sound sane and rational, but sane and rationality doesn't really belong in art. It doesn't belong there really, anyways. We're all supposed to like, right? Anyways, so yeah, I just had to say that because I really think that it's completely true that that is a big part of releasing different parts of your artistic self. And I want you guys to really, really think about that and like give some commentary because I think it's a huge kind of like topic. So yeah, I went from the legal pad, and today's only stuff what I have to write is two journals, and this is less than $5. And you see the thickness, and I've got like little papers in them. Let me show you how I organize. This is some stuff for the second manuscript was the prequel TKOS. And this one here is a lot of my Wattpad creations. Um, and also the, what is it, the new one I just came out, which is the Enchanted Hollywoods. It's most of it is in here. And um, so this one is tabbed off. I created tabs. So it's a lot of creativity where I have stuff like tabbed off at the top where I cut off from one part. It's really organized. Um, so I have, actually, I wrote the last part of the King of Sheba right here. So when you get to like the middle right here, you have like this tab here. And these are just like tabbed because I bought a pack of stickers, and you will see how colorful it is. You see this right here, this, and this. It tabs over, so it tells me not to go further because that is this second portion is the before it's the prequel of the TKOS, and otherwise, um, I think I have. I think I like that's pretty much. And also here's like more dividers in here. So this right here. Another thing that I'm really doing is asking for music recommendations. I just posted that on some of my social medias because the music that I'm getting, you guys see these right here? These are all like free stickers from like somewhere, and probably the library. But I have a which I gotta put that in my stuff. So I'm actually gonna I'm looking for that. So I have some stickers. What am I doing? But yeah, that and that. What was I saying about? I was saying something about something else. So yeah, that is part of my organization in my journal. That's what I personally do. Um, I'm like becoming more aware. Like I wasn't sure how far I was trying to take writing and art, but everybody's different, and I'm saying that that's the best thing all about it is that you put your art together in whatever way and it comes out shebang, right? And it comes out, in the way that, your preference, you know. So there's no right way or wrong way, you know. There's none in the way that you are putting together your writing. So we're just focusing on writing, like just right here. So there's no wrong way or right way to put together your the way that you're writing. And I was saying about the music because the music for me, I have a lot of music involved. Like one thing that really made the beginning of the King of Sheba very special was the music. And there's this scene when they're all at the Christmas party, and there's Nat King Cole, and I'm just telling the whole story. Oh my gosh. But yeah, there's just Nat King Cole was playing a lot, and I think it was I wrote the whole thing like over months and months, but I was like Nat King Cole was like a big thing, and it was like playing and um, you know I had a lot of like different music what I had on for the whole production for the whole manuscript. But I really recommend, like a playlist and stuff to just put you like more in the mood and more of the scene. Let's say like you're making another like planet, or you're just making like this like this other thing, and you want like a playlist. I totally recommend it. You're gonna look so corny. You're gonna look so corny, like out somewhere, but that's not like a bad like. It really helps me. So yeah, right now I have a couple posts, and you can totally leave a comment about your music recommendation. I'm sticking to it. Like, okay, so this is another tip I want to give you guys. I'm writing stuff right now, which for my fiction books. This is not the book I'm going to show you about more, which is the children's book. I don't have a written manuscript for that one, by the way. I don't have one. Um, I have that on some digital file. So the children's book is so small. It's, like one of those cardboard ones that are like this. And like you flip and it's like 10 pages and it's got pictures. That's it qualifies and it's good enough. And it's easy and kids like that. It's simple. I like it too, for like a kid's book. Um, you know, so but anyway, I don't have that like written and stuff. I do have the artwork, which I'm gonna like pull out in a couple seconds. But yeah, I'm gonna show you guys my art set. So this is what I got, and this right here is what I travel with it in. It's this newspaper came from Alameda, California, and it was a book. And I was at a washateria, and it's really thick, and it has lasted literally like a whole year. I've had this one magazine, and it has like so many different options. What I used it for is kind of funny. It's like it saves me from so many things, and it has saved my art book, which I got from the art store. So I'm just gonna like take it out of the paper, and like there it is. It's all tattered and it's all this stuff, but it works. It's really good. So this is like 5 by 5 by 5 or something, or it's like 6 inches or by 5 or 4. So I'm totally wrong about that, but whatever. You're gonna see it. It has the measurements on the front of the book. So, and I always recommend. I'm crazy about this. Washing my hands, like wash my hands before I open and I mess around with my stuff, my art stuff, and my art book portfolio. So I am. That's another tip I'm giving if you're gonna like dabble and dibby in, carrying around and doing an art book. So this right here is a doggy poop bag with no poop in it. Duh. And I got this at a park, and I always wrap my art book in it. So this is it, and it says this is from it's Artists Loft. They are the brand, and they're at like most art stores, suppliers. I'm pretty sure it's a sketchbook, and it is acid free. Okay, and 5 by 5.5 inches by 8 inches. 110 sheets. There, and um, so I'm gonna show you guys. You've probably seen a lot of the other art I have, and it's all in the same little like sachets. I don't know. So I'm just gonna skip into the book what I have, which I was going to be doing all the work on, which I might cut the video down a little bit more just to maybe do some sketches, because I really was trying to get back here to do some sketches. I was just really, really wanted to do that today because I can get the whole thing finished and processed and actually get it on the platform and have it like ready. So I was like super, super, super. Okay. You guys, the picture just like made me lose my like composure because I drew it. I'm so sorry. Like, you guys have to see it in a second. I'm gonna show it. It's not this picture. It's not this one. Look, okay. So, so I have this one, and you're gonna be able to see it like better. You're gonna be able to see it better, but you're like not probably right here because. Well, I'm gonna try to hold it like this. But Mitzi is the little rabbit, and her mom is the big rabbit, and um, that's it. So you'll be able to see these really good. Um, but because I'm gonna, these are actually part of the illustration for the book. So actually gotta go and take pictures. I gotta take some pictures of them, but I'll just show you guys this here. This just made me lose it because it's just a rabbit's just staring at me from my little point of view. So yeah, that's part of it. Um, that's part of it right there. And oh, so I'm supposed to be talking about like what else I use and do. So I'm gonna show you my 3 sets of art supplies, which are from Michaels. So I wish I was sponsored. I wish I was sponsored. And once again, I wish I was. And um, I wish I had more sponsorships and offers and stuff. But these two, and you see how they're packaged. It's very very like easy. Um, this is like let's see, let me see. Let me show you. I think it's necessities. It's 24 pack, and um, pre-sharpened, use wet or dry. I can try to leave some links for you guys. Hopefully, they're affiliated. Hopefully, because you guys, this has got to be more about making it happen, right? So that's what I use. I'm gonna show you the last one. I was trying to show you that we're rough and tough kind of, you know, workers. Not all the channels are like all spiffy and shiny all over the internet and stuff with people who do whatever jobs. So this is not one of those, right? So that's just it. But this was a jacket container, and it was a yellow jacket what I got from one of my counselors, my homeless coordinators, and they gave me a rain jacket, and it was big and yellow, and it was in here. And I don't have a jacket. I think I actually weathered it out, like wore it out, and it was, and it's got a zipper like that. And I store my art stuff because it's weatherproof. It's made of the material of the jacket, and this has been very durable. It's been amazing, and I've been traveling with this case for like a year since I yeah. And the other part of the art case is right here. Yeah. So, and the feeling of like, personally, I love the feeling of being an artist, a sketch, and like paint because it just gives me this feeling. I don't know. It's like some self-fulfilled child thing or something. I just really like art. So actually, my pencil just went through these are like Ziploc from the dollar store. There's like nothing at all. They're like, sometimes you go in the back corner of the store and it's like 25 cents, right? So this is just an ink pen, which is actually really good for writing. That was sticking through the bag. And this is more of a Ziploc bag, and I got one more. That's it. And um, these are the same thing. I have artist pencils, which you guys have a very bad glare. So I'm trying to show you what I have. And these are artist pencils, and that ink pen in there is very out, like doesn't belong in there. But it's a gel ink pen, pink color, and I never use that for art. So I've got like 4 pencils, and believe it or not, if you've never done like art, you use 4 pencils that look exactly the same, and they all are different. Like they will shade different, but you have to know what you're doing. So I read that in the instructions manual for some stuff. And I also have, well, they have numbers on them, the pencils. So there are all different for like different shading. If you're like really need to have your picture looking really different. Um, and I got some um, charcoal. There's charcoal pencil, and there is, let's see, there's a couple more. So there's a couple more in there, but um, basically this came in a set and it was 60 something dollars. I don't think I paid the whole thing. I was at Michael's and I think I got like $20 off. It was like epic. Yeah, so I had went into like Michael's last Christmas or something. Um, I'm trying to remember, you guys, like when I went, and it was some sale or something, and it was epic. And I'm telling you, the whole set. This is a set. This, and that last one. It was all together, and I bought the book. The book was like $5, and that was the normal price at Michael's. And I'm sorry, that's not the last piece. This is the erasers. So this is what you do when you're like super trying to get your stuff. Because yeah, I've done some pictures where I have to erase, and there's this super special eraser, and I have a sharpener, a pencil sharpener, and I have this really cool tool which I'm just like playing around with usually, and it's a blending tool. It's getting really messy, but it's supposed to work. It's supposed to work, and so um, this is an eraser which it took me like a whole week to recognize what it was. Um, this thing here, this blue thing, this whole thing is an eraser. This right here is actually an eraser, and you probably will recognize it. This right here, this big blob, and then this is just stuck because I'm so tired of like pulling it off of everything. So yeah, this is in the packaging, and this is an eraser, but it's a very special tool. I love it, and I never had it before I started doing my artwork, and but it erases. It's supposed to be like the best eraser you can find. It's like $5 itself, but it was on sale. I didn't buy it. It was in the package with like all of the stuff. I Something like that. I bought this one, I think. It was like something. It was like together with I think this one and something like that. Yeah, and it was like it might have been like $5 itself. But I remember looking at the blob on the wall at Michael's, and it was like itself, it was like five. So yeah, it's not like inexpensive. It's really not. And you can spend like a lot on getting canvases and just like all that. Yeah, all those things. I'm telling you. So yeah, if you go ever into the art supply stores and you just like start, I'm trying to see who else sells art supplies because I know Michael's. I was just at Michael's, guys. I went to the mall out here where I'm at. I'm not gonna start telling you where I am yet. I'm not ready to commit to you guys. I'm so sorry. I'm not ready for this relationship. But yeah, I just went to the mall and I noticed there was a art Michael's, so I didn't apply or anything because you guys know um, I'm applying for like jobs and just like other stuff. So um, yeah, the Michaels is like the only Michaels Hobby Lobby, but I was just in California. They did not have a Hobby Lobby. It was not there. So anyway, it didn't exist anymore, and there were just all these other art stores, and no, it was not there. So, and here's the other one, you guys. I'm not even tripping because you guys get to see the art that I've done, and I've not shown this to nobody. This is doesn't go on my page. So if you're like follow me, I had somebody in my inbox who was like, "What do you do for such and such?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's a secret. I can't remember what we were talking about." But I was like, "It's a secret. I can't tell you everything." And he was like, "No, you gotta start talking more. And so yeah, this right here is you're going to see it in the darn book. You're gonna see it. It's gonna be there. And this right here is Missy's brother. And this is all my like drawings and stuff. So yeah, these make me laugh. These like these drawings. So I'm really trying to like focus, see what else we need to cover as far as what I like really do. Um, you guys, I'm actually finished with this book, and I'm sorry, I'm trying to like pop an implant y'all, but you guys, I am really, really seriously like the only thing I have left to do is like format it on like a digital thing, and then like do a voiceover. So I'm gonna do like this really small voiceover. So you guys practice me, practice with me for like 5 minutes or less. Um, Today is a very special day for Mitzi, and all the little rabbits are going down to the lake house. Written and illustrated by Marriott Robertson. There, okay. Um, so, and guess what? Guess what else? I was just thinking about, but yeah, that's the beginning of the book. Is called um, Mitzi is going down to the lake house. Um, all the little rabbits are going down to the lake house. I have it. I have it in my. I told you guys it's digital, so I don't have it written. I can't just like read you the like manuscript. I can't. All right, so um, this is this is just me. This is what I usually do. I take it and I put it back, and you can see like a little logo on the front. Um, but I've been having to wrap it up twice because there's a lot of look. Check this out. You see all this like frayed, and there's this like yeah, there's like a part. There's a rip right here. So I have to like take it and wrap it like twice, and um, like I have to like wrap it twice, and that's why I use the paper because it is very like this bag. I really tried as hard as I could, and I don't have anything else to really point out. So tips and all this, how to organize yourself, and um, I think that like pretty much covers like the bases. I think so. Um, I really don't have any. I'm trying to like really see if I have anything like else for um, like tips and stuff, and how to start formatting, how to do a beginner's guide. I don't really have any. Really want to take a break because this has been like 1 hour. Um, it's been like a whole hour. So if I come up with anything else, I promise I'm going to put it in a vlog. But otherwise, you guys are gonna have to ask me, inquire with me, see if I have some time to be booked, and we will take that from there. But otherwise, I will try to put. I will try. I'm gonna try to do the Patreon. That's what I promised to do. I really promised to put it in that format, and I've seen so many people do that and Udemy and have websites and things that you can buy to really help you for putting stuff together. Um, I think that's all I had planned to do in this segment. Like basic equipment wise, what I would suggest, um, I'm gonna do some links. So please go in the subscription box. We're gonna do some links to try to get you to buy and work with some companies what I have worked with. and for like basic supplies. So everything I talked about, including like um, this speaker, and just like a couple other things. Um, Say if you're a backpacker, if you're just like something along in that way. Um, the bags that I use, and um, what other tips? Um, yeah, this microphone here is really useful. It's my second time buying this one. Anything else? Um, Bag. Like my charger. Just like um, for something else. I'm really trying to like jumble my brain, but I don't have any more art supplies anywhere. Like art books, formatting kind of apps and stuff like that. I'm gonna give you guys like everything that I just really really helps me up and along and around the way. One app that I will mention right now is that I use Canva. Um, and Canva, Canva. I'm gonna leave a link, and I wish I was sponsored by them, which I will try to reach out to them because I could not have done my book cover, the back of the book cover, which is not going to be printed. Um, so, and some of the inserts of the inside of uh, the book, what I had of the King of Sheba, and some of the other stuff, you guys, yeah, they have really made a big impact. And I remember specifically that when I was doing the book cover of The King of Sheba, which is the only book cover, I am so thirsty for that book cover. It's just ridiculous. Um, I don't know what it is. I don't know. But let me know if you get like the same feelings. But here's the thing what I was doing. I um, I took hours, and if you don't do art, I don't know if we can relate, but it was the best experience. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. When you talk about, okay, what does art do for you? What is it? Does it do anything? This was the great experience of making that thing. Yeah. So it's like the feeling that I had, and um is it was so good, and the like release. There's this certain release that you get, and it's like this euphoria kind of thing. And I was just I remember all by myself sitting like okay, here's the scene. I was out in um it was like a food like building project, and then my camp was set up there, and there was nobody else there. The farmers, the people who liked the project, come through the daytime, and my tarp. I had a bottom tarp, a side tarp, and I had a gate. What kept the whole thing up, or two gates. But anyways, um, I had a cat also, orange cat that kept coming by, um, and plenty of free food, believe it or not, because there's pumpkins growing or grapes growing. There's all kinds of stuff. Um, Plenty plums. It was amazing. It was great. It was great. And we all just like that type of scene, and like getting free food. But anyway, um, so back to the art piece. I took my phone, and I think I still have the same phone. No. I had another phone, and these are all track phones, and they're all government assistance phones. And I also had a Kindle tablet, which I actually just got rid of because it was so old. But these material things, what I had and what I still have, um, they worked out. Yeah, they did what they were supposed to do. They might have been in their last whatever, but they actually did the job. And I think I'm gonna upgrade pretty soon. So I have T-Mobile, and I have um, uh, this is a track phone, and it has a touch screen. It's what do you call it? It's on the website, and I'll leave their link. Like they supply me my phone, and it's one of the government phones, and stuff like that. So I will leave the link for you just to like view it. But anyway, yeah, I use Canva, and Canva has all of these things. They got all this great stuff, and I had whatever equipment, I can't remember which device, and I was just putting stuff here and letting my emotions out, and um like like tagging and like clipping and um and then I had the title in my mind, and then I was like, what font? And it was just, and then I was imagining these characters, and putting myself. I did a little acting, just a little bit, because I do like the manuscript development, and it fits into the what you're doing, and you're by yourself basically, and you're acting out the scene, and you're doing all this stuff, and stuff like that. But yeah, that was my experience. It was a lot of fun, and is a lot of like release attention, and it really gets your um, creative mind flowing. And like I said, it sparks up this, what do you call those, endorphins. It really like gets them going. I mean, if you're enjoying the whole project. So this whole project, The King of Sheba, is about drama, lesbians, um, things that are like near and dear to me, like home, like a lot of stuff that just was, um, a lot of stuff about home, and the relationship that I was in, and um, is in this setting that is totally created, Jamaica, but it's like certain your favorite parts of Jamaica, that type of stuff, and um, like all of that type of stuff. But um, Canva has like an infinite amount. Oh my goodness, you guys have to go check it out. It has like a super crazy, enormous part, like the things you can pick to put together on there, on it, and you can create all kinds of like other stuff, and print out like printouts for like color sheets, and just like all this other type of stuff. And so yeah, I started with a lot of like some sketches, and then I put, you collage it together, and you put it in there, and you just like color it in, and it just wasn't hard either. It wasn't hard to work with. The app was like very steady while I used it, and then it became like really perfect, and I was like, my characters are there, they're super there, and I'm not trying to give you the scene with the what the whole scene is about, because it is a scene from the book, and it's on the front cover, and I thought it was very captivating, and um, like it was like really really captivating, and it reminded me of one of the other last characters that was involved, and one of the last scenes is really romantic. It's got like elements of romance, like romanticness, if that's a word. Romantic, like romantics. It's got a lot of like elements for that. um it's very different also, because a lot of things about me, I am indigenous, but you don't really like get to like experience a lot of stuff about, I guess with the, I'm just gonna pull this out. I'm so tired of sitting up, but you don't really get to experience a whole lot of things about. I'm pushing the wrong button. Sorry.